You want to be in the camera with Mama? You want to say hi to the audience? Hi, audience. This is Coco. Coco's having a very good day. She has a really good life. Mommy and Daddy treat her very well, and she'll never have to worry about credits. Nope, never. You're just so well taken care of. But we are not cat. I wish I was a cat. No bills to pay, and my owner take care of me, and she even cleaned up my poop. Okay, now run along, boo-boo. Go ahead. Okay, or not. She enjoyed the rug, so she's gonna lay down there and just purr. Disclaimer, my husband is home, and so he's gonna be wandering around the house doing things, so there may be weird noises. Completely normal, just ignore it. Forgive me. Today's video is not going to be fun. It's not going to be exciting, but it is going to help you get started. So as you know, my husband and I have a new home, and we've been together for 3 years, and now along with fixing up our new home and fully furnish it, as well as keep our day job, we also plan our wedding. So bills on top of bills on top of bills on top of all this other crap while keeping our credit high. A lot of girls have always came at me and asked me about how do I do it, how do I become financially stable, how did I, afford to spend so much, buy so much, do so much, and still have so much. I can't take all the credit to my high credit score and my good financial standing. I can't take any of the credit because the person that actually helped me with it is my husband. When I first, I want to share with you the story before I explain to you what's going to happen. Depending on your age group, if you're 16, 17, 18, this is when you first get your credit card, right? I got my first credit card at 16, and of course, as a 16, 17-year-old, the bank is going to give you like maybe $300 or $500 or $800 as your credit limit. My father was the person that stood over my account, and he watched it over, and within a year I was able to go out on my own, and then that account I manage. That is when trouble happened, because when you're young and out of nowhere you have all this amount of money that the bank loans you or allow you to have, then you'll spend and you think you can pay it back because the minimum fee, the minimum that you have to pay per month is so low that you're like, oh, I can always pay this back. I spent $600 and I only have to pay like $30 or like $50 or like $80 a month. Oh, that's crazy fun. But that's where it kills you in interest. I did not learn that lesson beforehand. A lot of teens will not learn that lesson. Do not spend money that you don't have. That destroys your credit. Say if you only have $300 in your bank account and you want to buy a $500 bed, don't do it. Don't do it. It's better to spend and live within your means, and I hope that you take this, advice very, very, very close to your heart, because I know it's very hard when, as you grow up, let's say you did build your credit by 21, your credit limit is about $3,000 to where they allow you to spend whatever on your credit card, and you think you can always pay it back because you have a job, but you don't know if you get fired the next day or if you get laid off. These are things that you have to be prepared for. So I'm going to explain Credit Sesame and all the little tabs that you see on the screen. Well, it's honestly better if you just make an account. The account is free. So this is the page and the screen you want to be on. I have blurred out all of my personal information. This way, I just want to let you see what the site looks like. Okay, now that you've made an account and we're on the same page, let's get started. Let's talk about the 5 tabs. Those 5 tabs is the reason why you see that blue or green number. The 5 things that equates to your big number on that account is the payment history, the credit usage, the credit age, the credit mix, and the credit inquiry. Let's start with the payment history. The payment history is 35% of the 100%, okay? So this is also the number 1 priority. It is the most important. In order for you to have excellent, the tip of this is very simple. Pay your bill on time. Don't buy anything that you can't afford to pay it off in full at the end of the month. Never pay just the minimum payment, because you're only paying for the interest of your statement balance, which could be anywhere from 17% to 30% for every dollar that you spend. Although it's attractive to see your minimum payment due so little. Your balance is at 1,000. Take that, you multiply by the daily periodic rate, for example 18%, which is the minimum everywhere now. So take 1,000 times 0.18. You should get about 180, right? Take 180, divide by 365, that's how many days a year there are, and the number you'll get is 0.493, so about 50 cents a day. That's what you pay in interest rates for whatever it is that you owe the bank. And you take that 50 cents and you multiply by 31 days, which is the average days in the billing cycle, and your minimum payment should be $1,528.7. Let's say your balance is 1,000, that's how much you spent for that month. But when the bill comes, your credit card say you only owe $15.28 or 29 cents. So it looks so attractive, so now you're thinking, oh, I spent 1,000, I only have to pay $15. That $15 is the interest rate alone. You're not paying, if you only pay $15 and 28 cents, you're only paying the interest. You're not putting anything into your principal, so you're not paying off the 1,000 at all. So let's say now you pay only $15.28 because you thought that's all you have to pay, the minimum fee, right? So next month, your new balance is going to be $1,015.28. Then you take that number, you multiply by 18%, divide it by 365, and then you'll get that how much you have to spend it, you have to pay in interest for the next month as you take that and multiply it by 31. Do you see how the interest that you're paying off, or the minimum payment that you're paying off, is just getting tagged on to next month's bill, so you never really finish paying off your principal? Okay, let's move on to the credit usage. In this category, I'm going to split into two little sections, because in order for you to score well in this category, you have to get yourself into debt. It's really weird, but you do. So in order to get good credit score, you have to get yourself into debt, and you have to be able to pay off those debt on time. So the the payment history still apply. That's the first part. I want to make sure that's clear. The second part is when it gets kind of tricky of this credit usage. So imagine yourself to be 21, 25. You did well, and you took all advice. You did the right thing. You live within your budget. You don't spend more than what you have. You pay everything on time, and you don't just focus on paying the bare minimum. And the best part is, by this time, your credit limit has gotten better. So now your credit limit is at 10,000. When I say 10,000, I don't mean that's per credit card. I mean that's more than one credit card that you have. Let's be honest, by the time you're 21 to 25, you're gonna own more than one credit card. May it be Chase, Citi, MasterCard, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whatever it is. Let's say I had a Wells Fargo and my credit limit was 500 then. It went up to 3,000 for my Wells Fargo. Let's say at 18, I had a new account I opened with MasterCard, and when I first opened, they gave me 1,000. So now I have 4,000 worth of spending, okay? And then I opened another credit card, and I don't know, Citibank, and Citibank gave me, I don't know, 3,000. And let's say I have more than one credit card, and I have more than one bank, which most people have nowadays. That's why when you open your pretty little wallet, there's it's a different color, okay? So let's say as you grow up, you start creating or getting more credit card, and with all those credit cards, you were responsible. So now let's say your credit line is at 10,000 total for all 3 of your credit card. Let's just make it simple. Let's say I have 3 credit cards, and now my credit line is 10,000. In order for you to score well in this category, you can't spend more than 25% of your total credit line. So let's say I have 10,000. That's how much I could spend. That's what I could spend. I should only spend 2,500. So it doesn't matter if I can spend 10,000. I shouldn't spend more than 2,500 in order for me to score well in the credit usage. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the credit age, which is 15% of our total credit score. And this is very simple. The longer you have good credit history, the higher your score will be. So obviously at 18, you're not going to get a good score, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't apply for a credit card. Even if your credit line is only a few $100s, the earlier you start to build your credit, the higher your limit will be once you get older. And because you started so young, and let's say you do well, okay, let's say you did all of the above that I mentioned, then you're going to get the best interest rate in car loan, house, things that adult would need. So if you did well, I see the credit age as my age group right now, like when you're 27. This is when everything that you've done in the past come back and like reward you or bite you in the butt. So last thing that we're going to talk about, the last two things anyways, is the credit mix and the credit inquiry, which can be kind of confusing because each of them is 10% and they are 20% total to your credit score. Credit mix is when you establish a good relationship and payment history with more than just one bank, which I told you on the credit age. So don't just have one bank, have more than one bank, have more than one credit card, but do well in all those credit cards. The same rule applies. It's a basic principle. Don't spend more than you can afford, pay your bill on time. Simple. Credit inquiry is kind of weird because basically when a bank run your credit for a credit card or for a loan, you're going to see a 1 to 2 point deduction in your credit score every time you do this because the bank takes it as a sign that you're about to get yourself into debt. Therefore, they bring your score a little bit down. I wouldn't be sad about these things, mainly because as long as you're making your payment on time, keeping your spending in check, you can expect your score to go back up again in the next few months. And I want to really stress the point that building your credit is not an overnight thing. As you can see, I started ever since I was 15, 16, or 17. Like that's the prime age to get started on a credit card. Now that I'm 27, I had this many years of, I guess, interaction with these banks. That's why I'm able to have a higher spending limit, and I have a lower rate, or I have established a relationship with these banks. Your credit score is a lot like life. It takes forever to build your trust or your reputation, and it only takes 1 or 2 wrong decisions for your name to go down the dirt. The same thing with credit score. I mean, it's very hard to earn someone's trust, especially the bank and the credit card company, and build your reputation, but it is very easy to lose it. So as long as you follow those very simple steps, you're going to have good credit score. And if you don't have good credit score right now, you can always earn their trust again. You can always do that as long as you pay for your credit card on time. It's okay. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late to improve it, because honestly, as you get older, you're gonna want more things, and everything that you want is going to be more expensive, and you're going to need that bank to trust you to loan you those things. With Credit Sesame, the other feature that they have available that I really enjoy is they also recommend credit card that you would be eligible for, as well as they'll tell you what the APR is. I'm not going to sit here and teach you what APR is and all this other thing, because honestly there's so many other videos on YouTube that you can really just type in and they'll explain it better. I don't claim to be someone who knows everything about this, because I'm still learning, and if you don't have great credit score right now, don't worry. It will grow. It will take time, but it will grow. It just takes time. Everything takes time to grow, and once it grows and you have the trust, then life will get easier and you will be able to afford more, and you just have to be more responsible. You gotta earn the trust, just like you gotta earn your high credit score. So answering the question of how I'm able to afford so much or have so much, or or live the lifestyle that I do, well, honey, I work really hard. I live within my means, believe it or not, I do. I follow the rules, so now I get reward for it. I really want you to spend some time to look over the website and look at, your debt. I want you to sit there and think about how you could fix it or how you could pay off your debt faster, and perhaps spend less, work more, and pay off your debt just so you can get yourself back on track. I mean, it's getting good credit is kind of like trying to get a hot body, you know? You have to work really hard, and then when you're done putting in the work that's needed, then you can enjoy, you know? You can finally breathe. Financial burden really does put a lot of stress on a lot of people, and that you will never fully be happy. And if you have debt, I mean, I don't like debt, but I understand how to get myself into debt responsibly. So look through all of your look through your payment history. It will also list, like, you know, which date did you miss payment on. Literally, it's ridiculous. It goes way far back, but it has literally explained why you have, how many strikes you have against you. And remember, this video would only make sense if you sign up for Credit Sesame and you look through these things. And yeah, that is the end of this portion of the video. If you liked it, don't forget thumbs up in this episode, because it took a lot for me to sit there and really put everything down to word and really cookie cutter and make it really simple for you guys to understand. And if you want more finance and growing up kind of video, let me know by commenting down below, and maybe we'll have a live show on it. This way we'll talk about maybe how to save or how to pay off debt faster. Those are videos that we can kind of talk about via live show. I will not be doing any live show on YouTube. My live show will focus only on YouNow. So I will soon post up the schedule on my YouNow of when I'll be on, but it'll be more frequent. I'm thinking about doing like twice a week. So yeah, I'm still putting together my schedule. As you know, the wedding, the house, remodeling, it's been very hectic for me, and yet I still find time to fill in your requests. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna go out and do my own thing today.